guess maybe he figures if and when the game actually does go gold.
What if he sucks ass at the game? What if the game like starts to crashing him and he's really bad at the game?
Yeah, because I don't remember. I don't remember if you lose your ship. I don't know if you get it back. Maybe you have insurance. Maybe you pay insurance.
That's what it is. Mercury keeps insuring you.
Like, he has a little update on that in the comments. After a lot of begging and promises, I've convinced significant other to forgive me. I figured beforehand, since I am already in the hole, I might as well buy an Endeavor Master Set as well. What's the harm? I'm hereby not allowed to buy spaceships for 6 months, and I consider it a pretty light sentence. Maybe with good behavior at work, I can be out sooner. Thanks to everyone who was respectful and offered guidance. See you in a few months, citizens.
Stop talking about it like it's jail. I guess I'm in at a time, and they got me at the pokey, and I'll be out soon on good behavior. You ruined your relationship.
Okay, it's time for part 3.
Oh.
All right.
Oh.
Skipping forward or moving back?
Now we're finally at the end. Bring it in. We're at the end here. The first one was January 3rd. The original post that you just saw was from November of last
year. Yeah. Okay. $49.
All right. So that's such like. Okay, the only way I can relate to that is I'm like, all right, you know what?
Also, knowing now that the first post is after promising and begging, she forgives me, and then the second one's like, am I an asshole for not keeping my promise? It's like,
yeah. Oh my god, this is insane.
Or do we have any indication that that game will ever be truly released?
Look, you can buy some automatic level up packs, an awesome outfit, and a cool mount in Final Fantasy XIV for, I think, less than $100.
You could be Peter Griffin in Fortnite, okay?
You be Peter Griffin in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Be Peter Griffin.
You should just do that.
You can hit the Gwitty for free.
I don't know what's
All right, part 3. This is the finale.
Let's go.
This is where it ends. 31-year-old man, can I rebuild trust with my girlfriend, who's 35, after gaming addiction ruined our apartment plans? Okay.
Sorry. Want to point out real quick, it went from a down payment on a house to apartment plans.
Yeah.
Please continue.
Okay. 31-year-old male facing a crisis I never expected. My girlfriend... I never expected this.
Am I an asshole for getting consequences for my actions?
I didn't see this coming. My girlfriend and I had plans to move to a better apartment by spending our savings on Star Citizen, a video game. This incident has made me realize I might be battling a gaming addiction and impulsive spending. I might be. For 6 months while replenishing our savings, I failed to stick. This breach of trust led to a major argument, especially after I refused her suggestion to sell my gaming account. Consequently, she left, and we haven't spoken since. This situation has hit me hard, making me see how my gaming habit has turned from a hobby into a destructive force in my life. I'm struggling with the realization that my actions have not only damaged my relationship, but are also a part of recognizing how much I love her and the extent of the turmoil I'm in. Relationship.
Hey, I mean, first step is admitting.
Hey, yeah.
I'm gonna have a mea culpa here because it was fun to make fun of him and be like, you idiot, but putting it in that lens, he very clearly is battling a real addiction, and addiction is a real monster no matter what form it takes. That's just sad though.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that is behavior that is clearly indicative of something beyond. I think it's the nature of what he was spending the money on. It usually comes in other forms, so seeing it in this way.
But I was doing the thing that I was making fun of. I'm just it's gaming.
Right.
I'm guilty of it now too.
But I would say for this guy, yes, the first step is huge. If he's truly recognizing it, I think he needs to move away from that game. He probably can make a lot of that money back, possibly. He was buying those spaceships, so maybe other people would buy them. I don't know.
I wonder though, if there's...
I don't know.
You could sell your account, right? People do that with WoW.
Yeah, that's probably more what it is, because I know people, I think he's buying it from in-game, so I don't know if there's a direct person-to-person sale of ships in games like that, because I'm assuming if, like you said, the game is all about, milking as much money as you can from your player base that doesn't even exist yet right now, I doubt they would allow people to make their own market yet. I don't know, but I think he needs to do
He needs to look into those possibilities. He needs to get away from the game,
Yep.
and he needs to probably talk to a therapist and then seek out help in whatever ways he can.
Yeah.
I think he should take those steps first before trying to salvage his relationship, because he needs to, if he's going to go to her and try to salvage that, it needs to be like, I've already taken the steps. I'm already doing this.
Yeah, talking
But he also might have to accept that that might be over. But I think regardless of that relationship,
yeah.
if he doesn't get this and like doesn't figure this out, doesn't like keep on track with that, yeah, he's gonna end up in a bad place. Like, because it won't just be Star Citizen. He'll find something else that money will come out from. You know, like comments here. If you believe that this is your lowest point, start making an effort to make an upward trajectory for yourself. Is this game more important than in real life relationships? What could you possibly spend that amount of coin on? I game, but have never spent that kind of money in game before. I really think long and hard if I really need that new mount, etc., and usually end up with no being the answer. OP said, it's not, but I don't think I can sell yet. 228 downvotes. Someone said, mate, in your last posts, you were fighting in the comments about how your purchases were justified and appreciating in value, and your girlfriend's simple request to stop blowing all her and your money on them wasn't reasonable. I mean, disrespectfully, get serious help for your addiction. You're in shock right now because you convinced yourself she wasn't going to leave you, then she did. When this shock wears off, you're going to go right back to blowing any money on imaginary spaceships and justifying it to yourself and everyone around you. Get help whilst the momentum is in your favor. OP said, I am definitely in shock. My life is falling apart, I guess. 40 downvotes, but like, it's tough. You know, it's not, those aren't the responses you're hoping for. You're hoping for him to respond and be like, I totally hear you. I need to get help. Yeah. You're right. Like, but he's still resistant. And that is unfortunate.
It is. With any addiction, you do have to hit your rock bottom. And like, I love that the first person didn't use that exact verbiage, but they were like, if you feel like this is your lowest point, because sometimes, like, unfortunately, when you're that direct with someone, they're not ready to hear it. And I hope this person gets help. It's so sad.
Yeah, it's tough. Well, these have been a lot of crazy stories.
Yeah, gamers are taking L's lately.
I'm glad we got the first two nice ones out of the way.
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, to grow and
Gosh.
time to bang it down.
These are some sad stories, y'all.
I gotta say, you know, as far as my favorite comments, despite the nature of the story, how much we talk in there, Spaceman.
Yeah.
Really
So funny.
That's extremely funny.
I think that like an insult is better than anything you could have said that with like curse words.
Yeah.
Oh, so spaceman. Just psychic damage. Roll 10d8. Oh, God.
Oh. Well, thank you guys for joining me. This has been a wild ride.
Thanks for playing co-op.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
We said we go let's go play Star Citizen. Let's buy some jokes.
Let's go play Star Citizen.
I think I know an account that's available.
Oh, yep.
Ooh.
I think we can buy some somewhere.
You said we got YouTube money.
Getting that Endeavor Master set after this.
Give me a Endeavor Master set.
Hey,
No, I'm gonna go play Zelda.
I'm probably
Life to it again.
Hell yeah. All right.
New games video. Can I beat Ian bad enough in Civ that he never wants to play again?
Ooh, that should be a games video.
Ooh, I've never played it.
That's a good idea you had.
Did you say? No, wait. I thought you meant a movie. I thought you said.
Please leave it in. That's funny.
I thought you said like you were just gonna go after this and like.
No, I said, oh, that's a good games video.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, sure. Do you guys want to see a 24-hour-long games video?
For charity.
We can cut it down. I don't know. I want to see it. I think it's great.
You're on the spot now. What if we did this for 24 hours for charity? Wouldn't you like that?
I'll do it.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you both for being here.
Later, gamers.
And let us know what other types of themes and subjects you want to see on the show. And we'll see you next Saturday. Goodbye.
Happy birthday if it's your birthday.
Bye.
Excuse me.
I'm online learning how to make cheese.
I'm on cheesecake.
Recently,
hate
on
that
the
ad.
channel, we've covered quite a bit of wedding drama, but more specifically, it's to do with wedding photographers. Whereas this time, even though we're still talking about wedding drama, it no longer involves photographers. We're actually going to be talking about cakes. Yeah, it seems like recently there is just every piece of wedding drama you can imagine, and this one is just to do with desserts. I don't know why. But before we go any further, I think I should probably address the elephant in the room. Not in my normal setup. I'm actually away right now, so the setup is a little bit different. It might not be as good, so I do apologise for that. But yeah, I am currently in Amsterdam, so I'm trying to make it look as good as I possibly can while I'm away, so hopefully it's alright. Right, now let's add some context to the situation. So the page you need to be aware of is this account right here, and it's called sweetgrace.sa, and it's by Melina Lee, it looks like. Now this is actually a big TikTok account with 300,000 followers, where they mainly talk about their cake business. Well, recently Melina actually found herself in some drama involving a wedding that she was making desserts for, and it doesn't seem like it's anything that she's done specifically. It's more to do with like a dodgy wedding coordinator. But either way, Melina's uploaded quite a few videos talking about this, so let's go through them and go back to where it started.
Okay, so I have a bride reach out to me, or who I thought was a bride, and we're gonna call her Miranda for the purpose of this video. She submits an inquiry form for her wedding. I get back to her, I quote her on what she asked me for. She says that she would like to move forward with a tasting. She signs up for the tasting. She puts the tasting under Miranda, and the person that comes to pick the tasting up, the only thing that they have to tell me is the first and last name of the person who ordered.
Right, so the beginning of the story carries on exactly how you would expect a situation like this to start. Someone's came to Melina's business, in this case it's Miranda, which is like the fake name they're giving her throughout the situation, and they've asked for some desserts for the wedding, and to Melina, this looks like she's talking to the bride. It turns out she's not talking to the bride, she's talking to the wedding coordinator, but she wouldn't know that because everything was in Miranda's name. So this video carries on saying that everything that she was doing was through Miranda, to the point where, like I said, she thought Miranda was the bride. Miranda came to pick up the cake. The whole talk back and forth about the cakes is through Miranda. Miranda's contact details were on the forms. Like, it seems like this is for Miranda. And this is what Melina seemed to believe up until she actually got to the wedding and then the bride's mother came to speak to her.
The bride's mom approaches me, and she's flustered but like kind, and she says she feels like they paid way too much money for what I've given them. I let her know that I did give them an itemized invoice as well as an itemized quote. She says they never saw one, they paid Miranda direct.
Right, so the first video cuts off at a weird point, she just carried on the second video, but as you're saying here, the bride's mothers came up to speak to her about the price of this cake. They said they feel like they paid too much. Melina seems confused because this seems like something that was also agreed upon beforehand, but then the mother says she hasn't really seen anything regarding price from Melina herself because all the talk has been through Miranda. Now this is obviously when Melina puts two and two together and realizes that Miranda isn't the bride.
I charged $2,500 for this order to this person, Miranda, who at this point I'm assuming, and she basically booked all of the services for the bride on behalf of the bride for the wedding, so the bride didn't have to plan anything. And then that is something that happens in the wedding industry, and then they'll charge the bride like a lump sum fee for all of the work that they've done.
Yeah, I think this is a bit of a weird theme throughout this video because whenever I was watching through these parts, my main takeaway from it all was I don't really understand why Melina's been dragged into this at all. Because the big summary of this situation is that the bride's family aren't happy with the price that they've paid, and this is due to the coordinator adding a ridiculous charge onto the fact that she was the one who organised it. Like, for example, this part of the situation, Melina says that she charged $2,500 for her cake, and then Miranda, the coordinator, has actually charged the family $7,000 or $7,500, literally adding a $5,000 charge on the fact that she got the cake. So how is that Melina's fault?
So I finally asked the mom, I'm like, the bride's mom, I'm like, would you be comfortable sharing what you paid? Y'all. The bride paid $7,500 for the desserts. I charged Miranda $2,500. That is a $5,000 upcharge for her basically booking them with me.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I know exactly how much a coordinator would charge for something like this, but I could be pretty confident in the fact that it usually wouldn't be $5,000. $5,000 just to organise getting the cakes. Yeah, that seems ridiculous. Which is why it confuses me more that as these videos go on, the bride's mother is still trying to contact Melina and even ask for Melina to offer a partial refund. Which, if the story is true, which obviously we don't know, wasn't there, so I can't say 100% fact that it is true, but if the story is true, there is no way why Melina should be responsible for this, but it seems like she is getting blamed for it all.
That they also had tipped $500 to the cake person. I didn't get it.
Oh, and just to add on to everything I already mentioned, it seems like the mother is trying to give Melina a $500 tip for making the cakes, and she hasn't received that, meaning it seems like Miranda has pocketed that as well.
I never got the $500 tip, whatever. But I asked the mom, I'm like, did you tip the other vendors? And she's like, this is my only daughter's wedding. We tipped each vendor $500. Like, we asked Miranda to distribute these tips. So I'm thinking she pocketed an additional, like, 10 grand in just tips.
Yeah, I mean, if that is even partly true, they definitely need to look into that. If these tips are being given to the coordinator to go and tip everyone who did something for this wedding, and she has potentially just pocketed the money, like, that is theft. Now, I do think, or at least the vibe that I'm getting from this video, is that Melina is just assuming that the other people didn't get their tips just because of her personal experience. I don't know if she actually spoke to any of them, and they have said that they didn't get tips either. But yeah, like I said, if this is true, Miranda has walked away from this wedding with a ridiculous amount of money because she charged $5,000 just to go and speak to someone about making cakes, and now apparently she's pocketed like an extra.
She in turn charged us that along with an additional $5,000. We are prominent areas in the blank area. And while this isn't our area of expertise, we are consulting with our colleagues to see the best course of action moving forward.
Yes, I was here in the beginning of that email. It still does beg the question, why is this being sent to Melina? Because this family, who are apparently lawyers, according to the email, have clarified themselves that Melina actually $2,500 for these cakes, and Miranda decided to add an extra $5,000 on top of that, just for being like the middle person. So clearly any angry emails requesting refunds should be sent.
Wedding but wasn't present for any other portion, and after looking over a contract, it shows that this will happen when the vendors have agreed to cover her. Upon asking for further clarification from her, Miranda stated that requested the camera footage from the venue, and it shows you left the venue at 3:23 p.m. We are in turn asking for the following: a copy of the invoice you provided Miranda with, a copy of the contract she signed for the dessert services, and a $500 good faith refund from you directly to us for the time you were not present at the venue.
Whereas another situation just got even more bizarre, because the mother is now requesting a $500 refund from Melina because Miranda, the person who hadn't exactly been honest throughout the situation, she has told the family that the reason that she wasn't at the wedding herself up until the last hour apparently is because the vendors were supposed to cover her and stay till 5 p.m. and then they checked the CCTV and realised that Melina left before 5 p.m. So because of that reason, even though Melina says she never had this conversation with Miranda, who again doesn't exactly seem to be honest, but because Melina did leave early, even though she apparently didn't know about this whole like time frame that was going on, they are now asking for a refund instead of trying to take it up with Miranda to say like, first of all, why weren't you at the event that you coordinated up until the last hour? And secondly, you've already upcharged us $5 grand of something that was supposed to be $2.5 grand, and we just found that out if you didn't tell us. So why would the family believe anything Miranda said at this point? It is baffling to me.
I want to reiterate is that I had no idea what was going on. I had no way to know that Miranda was the coordinator and not the bride. She completed all of the inquiries and all of the contracts as if she was the bride. She attended the tasting as if she was the bride. She pretended to be the bride.